Hey guys, welcome back. Doing a video today because this came across the news. White Rabbit sent this to me. It's a it's a good story. Child abduction stuff like that is very very bad. It's taking a bad turn in this country. We shouldn't have stuff like this. But this what you hear about in the news today is not the only time in history this has happened. And right now they have found Melissa Highsmith. She was abducted as a baby, and this is an interesting story. I thought I'd share this with you guys. So let's dive into this. Fort Worth police said this week that an official DNA test has confirmed the identity of Melissa Highsmith, a Texas woman who was kidnapped as a baby in 1971 and reunited with her family in November 2022. 1971, the Vietnam War was going on in 71. Richard Nixon was president. Uh, Elvis was still alive. It's crazy to think this. Anyway, here's what we know about Melissa Highsmith and the story of her disappearance. Melissa was 21 months old when she was abducted from her Fort Worth home by a babysitter, according to her family. Melissa's mother, Alto Ampanteco, had left the toddler in the care of her roommate, who handed her off to the babysitter on August 23rd of 71. Melissa's mother was working as a waitress, according to an account of the case from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She had just separated from Melissa's father and moved to Fort Worth. She placed an ad in a newspaper looking for someone to care for the child. The woman who called herself Ruth Johnson answered the ad and agreed to meet Melissa's mom at the restaurant where she worked, but she never showed up. The babysitter called the mother later, saying she really wanted the job, had a nice big yard, and cared for other children as well. Melissa's mother hired her, and the babysitter picked Melissa up from the roommate at their apartment on East Seminary Drive and when Ampanteco was at work, the family said. So babysitter says, "Yeah, I'll come over and pick your kid up." I can't get people to do dog service this great, right? But in 1971, we were a very trusting nation. As a single mom who feared her losing her job, Ampanteco made the difficult choice to hire the babysitter without meeting face to face. I mean, even in 71, is this something that you would have done? I mean, is that something we can ever fathom? The roommate told police that the woman calling herself Ruth Johnson, who picked up Melissa, seemed nice and was dressed to impress. Yeah, she's going home with a baby today. Wearing white gloves, Melissa's mother didn't see her again for 51 years. How was Melissa Highsmith found? Melissa's father, Jeffrey Highsmith, submitted his DNA to 23andMe. Wow, this is a miracle in this instance. This is also a thing about, like, man, I would not want to get that call if I was Melissa and be like, "I'm your real parent." I'm like, "Nah, you aren't. Sorry, you just aren't." It's weird. It's just so weird. Website customers can use to find relatives and create a family tree. The database found a match to three grandchildren who are the children of Melanie Brown, her husband, John Brown. Wasn't that guy a insurrectionist in the 1800s? Wrote on Facebook, a DNA test of Melanie Brown, who also went by Melanie Walden, was done and confirmed she is Melissa Highsmith, he wrote. Wow. That's just such a shocker. The family worked with Lisa Jo Scheel, a clinical laboratory uh, scientist and amateur genealogist, who helped them understand the DNA results and research public records to find their missing daughter. according to a statement from the family. The Vanished podcast, which interviewed the family for a 2-episode series that aired in the fall of 2022, connected them with Shield, according to a post on the podcast Facebook page. This is not the hardest genealogy puzzle I've ever solved, Shield said. I hope what I do gives other families the confidence to do the same. Never give up. Melissa reunited with her parents and 2 of her 4 siblings for the first time on the weekend after Thanksgiving. There is the happy reunited family. Can you imagine? It's like, we're going to see our daughter for the first time since she was abducted from us. I mean, this is so weird. I just can't imagine this. Let's see here. Yeah, there they are. Wow. I couldn't stop crying, Melissa's sister Victoria Garner wrote on a Facebook post. I was overjoyed, and I'm still walking around in a fog trying to comprehend that my sister is right in front of me and that we found her. Where was Melissa Highsmith for all those years? I'm going to stop for a second to think about that. I bet before we read this that she was like within a mile or something ridiculous. Just so it's like so close. Melissa has lived in Fort Worth most of her life and never knew she had been kidnapped. Her family wrote on posts on a Facebook page called We Found Melissa. Family members have said that they don't know what happened to the person who took Melissa as a baby. Fort Worth police said that although the statute of limitations had expired to file a kidnapping charge in Texas, they're still investigating and asked for the public's help with any additional information concerning Melissa's abduction. The police department's major case unit can be reached by calling 817-392-4439. There she is reunited with her mother. Can you imagine? What has Melissa Highsmith said about her abduction and her life? Melissa thought the woman who raised her was her mother, she said. She was shocked to learn this wasn't true. She said that she didn't have a happy childhood. She described her home life as abusive and said she ran away at 15 years old and worked the streets to survive. When the Highsmith family approached her in November about taking a DNA test, Melissa wasn't sure what to think. She told WFAA TV, "I really didn't think I was that girl," she said. "But once I saw the baby picture and I put my baby picture against it, it was like my twin." Melissa attended an event in Fort Worth on April 28th to call for more resources to investigate cold cases, including missing person cases and murders. "I felt strong to be here," Melissa Highsmith told the Star Telegram at the event. "It's given so many people hope that my case, and I hope that it'll bring awareness to all the cold cases that are still under investigation and let them know that there's a lot of people out there that are still missing. Just don't give up hope. There's so many that are just unsolved and sitting on the shelf," Melissa said. "They need to be able to reopen these cases, and they don't have enough people to investigate these cases and not enough funding." Wow. I mean, I just can't imagine. You want me to tell you my personal thoughts? I don't think the death penalty is cruel and unusual punishment. I think it's a great deterrent. And I think people that abduct children like this, just it's not what society's supposed to be about. And there's so many things I don't have the answers for, but there's so many things that are so wrong with this. I hope that they find comfort and happiness and Godspeed to everybody involved. Guys, please, as always, be sure to hit that like button. Share the channel with your friends and family and social media, whatever. And let's work together as a society and make sure something like this never happens. So anyway, guys, till later. I love you guys. Stay safe. Keep your head on swivel. And I'll be seeing you soon.